joining me. My name is Trittany and I'm the reader here at the Crown and Castle Collective, where we can all be the rulers of our own kingdom that we call life. This is going to be the monthly energetic horoscope for all water sign energies, Cancers, Scorpios, Pisces, whether it's your sun, your moon, or your rising, or even if you happen to be cross-watching for someone who is a water sign or has a lot of water in their chart. This will help you better understand maybe what you or others are moving through in October of 2021. I'm going to just go ahead and shuffle and do all this off camera. I'm just trying to cut down on my editing time because I have a really busy week right now. But I will go ahead and get everything shuffled for you guys. If you want to go ahead and skip forward, you can. Otherwise, if you are really resonating with me as a reader, go ahead. You know how YouTube works. Do your thing. If you do subscribe, you can actually vote on what videos I post next for like pick a card readings or just what you want to see from my channel next. So I love delivering to you guys what it is that you are searching for. And thank you to everyone who does participate and has subscribed, all the likes and comments. Thank you guys all so much. And that's really all the news I have for you. So let's go ahead and see what's in store for water signs, October of 2021. Okay, so we are all set up and ready to go ahead and dive into the overall energies for the water signs. We will start off with some oracle cards and a couple of tarot just to get a broad perspective of what's going on in and around the water signs energy. And we are going to start with the general overall energies of how the water signs are showing up and how others are viewing the water signs. But first, let's switch into something a little bit more festive. Alright, so I have Bumblebee Jasper on. I'm just going to flex this real quick. Yeah. I like Bumblebee Jasper and I finally bought some, so it's like black and orange and just a little bit more spoopy, you know? Okay, so starting with the first cards that we have here, the general overall energies for the water signs is number 16, Joy. So this does add up to a 7. It says, as I do will, so mote it be, let joy and light radiate from me. So, water signs, you could definitely be feeling this in your solar, your sacral, and your root chakras, just the lower chakras in general. You could be feeling quite content with where you are in life, and you can sit and have that peace with yourself for a moment, and, you know, you can just relish in it for a second. Feel the pure joy that is radiating from you, in and around you. I'm already loving this orange correlation that's coming through. Scorpios, your energy is very, very strong, of course, heading into October, heading into your birthday season. Happy birthday. But this orange sacral chakra, the joy is definitely there in the moment. And for some of you, there may not be something that you could pinpoint to feel such radiant joy and happiness. You know, maybe there is good news coming. For some of you, maybe it's finding this sense of joy, stability, being very appreciative, feeling very stable where you are. And also, after you kind of get that moment to really just like catch your breath, because I feel like things are definitely slowing down with this orange. I'm getting more of like a rusty, again, black and orange vibe coming through. Excuse me. When you get that moment to catch your breath, count your blessings, and just feel joy in small everyday things, it's really going to shed light on where your next footsteps are to land in life. It's almost like you're following your own footsteps, is what I'm seeing, but I'm getting a good sense of clarity from this confidence that you guys are going to be able to make the next moves that are coming for you in life. And you could already have a pre-notion of things that you're expecting or moving towards. This is just kind of getting that yellow light to maybe slow down, take a breath, look at the world around you, take notes, do small things. This is very creative, artsy, inspired energy as well, and just the everyday world around you guys that you have created for yourself. Really taking account for the things that you have allowed in, and for also mourning, or also giving gratitude to the things that you have also therefore removed in your life, or things that have been absent, and how you have not let that removal or that absence impact your quality of life to a certain extent. And if this has been something impactful, if you've been moving through a lot of hardship, this is just giving you that solid landing ground. Whew, it's very, very strong. So we'll take a look at the next card that's just meant to show how you are showing up, water signs, in October of 2021, possibly how you're seeing yourself or how others are viewing your energies. We have the stop sign. So these are wild cards in this deck. I have yet to just kind of throw them out. I'll probably just leave one in the deck. You're supposed to create your own image, but I like the thought of having a wild card. In the stop sign, the octagon is a clear sign to just kind of slow down, sit with yourself, sit in your energies, kind of do a self check-in, but also putting a stop to a lot of things around you or a lot of people that are just not something you want to carry in with you to 22, Now with that wild card as well, a lot of people are either not getting reactions out of you. Some people may be getting left on red, not getting responses. It seems like you guys are being very meticulous and also very conservative with your own time, your space, your energies, really learning how to prioritize your own peace of mind, security, whether that's your emotional stability and security, or like maybe financially. Also, just not letting that stuff in. Okay, so I feel like that just really clarifies that energy. We are going to go ahead, keep on rolling. This is meant to look at the water signs' greatest accomplishment, your biggest success. Where are you guys flourishing in October? And we have relaxation. Okay, another like very vibrant orange full moon energy. We of course just had the autumn equinox. You could definitely be feeling more of that energy still. This is full moon energy, and we do have a full moon in Aries in October on the 20th, so definitely try to work with those energies. And with all the orange and red that's already flowing through you guys, I would definitely look into your birth chart, see where you can find these activations in your life and really manifest and work with them. Now, relaxation. This is again flowing through. I feel like a lot of you guys are needing time to yourself, needing downtime to recharge. This is definitely alluding to that Scorpio kind of energy as we're heading into that season, where you could literally feel like you are molting out of your old self. And I feel like it's not even who you've been the last year. For a lot of us, it's over the span of like 2 to 5 years. Just parts of yourself you've been carrying on, scenarios, situations, responsibilities that you've been holding on to for quite some time, and now you're just kind of getting a break, getting some peace of mind. For a lot of you guys, you could be really investing into your learning, self-help, you could be reading, also just winding down. For water signs, a small drop in the ocean brings a tidal wave. So I feel like you guys are finally crashing into shore and just getting that calm after the storm effect even. And you could feel like it's been a wild year. It could be a wild last week. It could be a wild weekend. Whatever it is, it does call for some wind down and relaxation that is needed to recharge your guys' energies, especially in those lower chakras. If you've been moving around a lot in the physical world, if you've been just burning yourself out essentially, whether that's with worry, stress, if you've been overworking, any of that kind of stuff is really forcing you to slow down. And with the full moon in Aries, yes, we do get directional advice. Where do we need to start or continue contributing our energy, our effort, our time into? So that may give you more clarity with things that you are willing to hold on to keep on investing into, and really help burn out whatever it is that is no longer in resonance with who you are. Because just like Scorpio, you are the phoenix rising. Your guys' energy, I feel like, is humming very, very strongly in those lower chakras, and that's usually a really good sign at this time of year. So you guys are right on track, on pace. Do not try to push yourself, to rush yourself. The relaxation is where your strength is right now. So if you can quiet your body and your mind, or your physical environment, you will gain a lot of intuitive messages and really strong guidance. And you could perhaps even see that in your day-to-day life with the full moon in Aries being more of that physical manifestation. Now, clarifying that relaxation for your guys' greatest strength or your greatest accomplishment, this color scheme, oof, okay. Dandelion talks about perseverance. Okay, you guys could definitely be pushing yourself too much. You could be overthinking, again, just burning yourself out emotionally, mentally. Perhaps we'll see later when we get into finances and career. Some of you could be going through a lot of emptying out of your bank accounts. There could be things coming up. But it's almost like, even though it could be a minor or major setback, this is definitely something that you guys are able to push through more in your... I'm just hearing like soul essence, but that's just really cheesy. The dandelion talks about being able to grow under any kind of circumstance, because you'll find dandelions in the middle of a concrete slab. Somehow, some way, they manage to gain root. So this is, taking a look at your environment and really asking, are you becoming a product of your environment? How well are you adapting to your outside influences? Dandelions, when they grow in the lawn, depending on how often it's mowed or cut, they will actually decide to grow out at full length. Otherwise, if it's someone who's just, constantly keeping up with it, the dandelion will actually adapt and only grow up like just right above the surface. So again, there's a lot of product of environment here, but also not letting the motion and commotion of the world around you affect your stability, both mental, physical, financially. So just give yourself a break, y'all. Just give yourself a break. With that relaxation to come through, also we have the moon and we legitly have the sun. So this is full moon energy, lots of yellows, orange, red. You guys have a lot of correlating colors. This could be a power color to work with throughout the month of October, and we all love to work with the oranges and reds, as we reach that time of year. But if you're working with any kind of crystals or stones, definitely look to these kind of energies or color schemes to work with you the best, to give you that solid grounding effect, because y'all definitely need to cut yourself a break. And also there's like a major disconnect to, I would definitely try to lower screen time. I'm pretty much always saying that, but it does the mind and body good, especially if you need any kind of like physical break as well. So we'll move on to the biggest blockage or the greatest challenge that all water signs are facing in October. And the first card that we have is number 25, Beauty. So again, compounds down to a 7. This is the second 7 we've had so far. Now, if this is your greatest blockage or your biggest challenge, when we think of beauty, obviously the first thing that we perceive is through our eyes, or what we think of surface level beauty. So for some of you, you could be working through a lot of self-acceptance, self-image, body image, your physical health, as well as what people are thinking and viewing you as, so to say. So just don't be too harsh on yourself. You know, if you're going through a rough cycle, maybe your skin's not looking so great for the month, that's okay. Your body is definitely, looks like it's overwhelmed, okay, first off. With all the sacral chakra coming through. Sacral chakras are our reproductive systems, so to say. For some of you, you could be having hormonal imbalances. This is also just like stress, you know. Are you feeling confident in yourself in the way that you show up? Is it something that society defines as beautiful, or is it something that you have made your own? You are uniquely you. You don't have to fit into any kind of box or social standard. And I mean, that message is, again, pretty surface level, but beauty is more than what, you know, we see. So on a more impactful level, beauty is actually within the soul, and it actually just provides so much more than looks and appearances ever can give us. So you guys could be really having a hard time accepting who you were even in the past. This is like coming through with like past relationships. Yes, I feel like for some of you, you could have already like moved on, been done with certain cycles, but this is something that could be a blockage for you, or something that just keeps on resurfacing, is your ability to love and to be loved, whether that was in the past or if it's in the present. A lot of you could be worrying about in the future as well, if someone is going to pose any interest in you, if you're ever going to find love or ever be worthy of love. And I'm here to tell you, yes, all of it. So don't be too harsh on yourself. You guys definitely, if you're overworking, you know, if this is something that you've taken into more of your physical sense, you know, maybe you're struggling with your eating patterns. Maybe you're overworking your body with just not the right direction. So like people who work out to get like extremely fit because they're not viewing their body as correct. So that message is kind of coming through. Please, 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 if you are feeling this on a very serious note, don't be afraid to ask for help in the appropriate places. And with all this relaxation coming through, you definitely may want to soften this part of yourself that's being very over analytical, and find something else to distract you with, something that's much more worthwhile, something that involves much more than just the 3D experience. So this is, of course, like reading is a really good example. Just any kind of activity that can take your mind and take your body out of place, if that makes sense. We're gonna keep going to clarify. I probably should have flipped this already. But with the greatest blockage or biggest challenge, this beauty card is also Venus. I do know that Venus is in her detriment right now as I'm recording this, which is like September 24th, I believe. So Venus is not in her strong place right now. So don't let this hover. You could definitely change up your looks. If there's blockages or things that you're not happy with how you're looking, at least, you know, with things that you're able to easily work with, feel free, honey. Feel free to, I wouldn't say get a new, like, entirely new look. You know, might not be the safest time to try a new hair color, a new cut, anything like that. But definitely do something that makes you feel like you're able to develop and also express more of who you are. differently. So like you could definitely go shopping, definitely like do wardrobe stuff that you can try on first, maybe before you buy it. But again, Venus is not in her strong placement right now. So don't shame yourself, please. Even if Venus was in her strong suit, honey, you are not built for that, okay? We're going to clarify it with the Four of Cups divide. So with this being your greatest blockage or your greatest challenge, for some of you, you could be just really closed off. When it comes to like intimate partners as well, we'll take a look later in the love life and relationships for you guys. But for some of you, you're really worrying about how your person in particular could be thinking or feeling about your physical appearance. To them, you know, this is more than what meets the eye, okay? They're not worried about what your body looks like when you're sitting down. This person loves you for who you are, and these two bottles are still interconnected. And I feel like those are like handcuffs, but in like, you know, more of a fuzzy handcuff way. This person definitely still has the hots for you. They wish that you could see yourself through their eyes. I'm hearing Ariana Grande. I'm hearing a lot of other baby making music. If you need to like listen to some beats that can perhaps get you through these blockages, that just have you feeling yourself, whatever way works for you, even if that's like dolling yourself up, getting all nice and getting a fresh cut, shave, whatever it is that makes you feel very sensual, can definitely help you through that, of course. But your person definitely thinks nothing less of you, and I feel like for those of you who are worried that people are going to leave you for others who look better, have more money, or just better social status than you, this is not the case. This is absolutely not the case. But also, with divide being the true meaning here, a lot of this is stemming from mental health. The Four of Cups is more of a stable emotional state. For this to be your blockage or challenge, though, and to say divide, is literally kind of going against yourself. So it's a little bit self-sabotage, if you will. And, you know, our brains, man, you think being the smartest organ that they would have it together. Sometimes, you know, they just end up working against us. But I feel like there's just a split between your emotional state and also your spiritual state. I'm hearing Neptune, and I'm also hearing Pisces. So I would definitely try to look into those as well, but it seems like there's a lot of emotional pain, and also I pray and I hope I'm not feeling any physical pain. So please, if you need to, seek advice, seek professional guidance with this. Yes, I may be a professional tarot reader, but I am not a doctor. So, and I'm getting a lot of that kind of doctoral messages. So please, you guys, be gentle with yourself. Try to work through those emotions. Do what you can to get yourself feeling yourself. Drink more water. And a lot of you, I just feel like there is a major kind of chemical hormonal situation going on that could be affecting this. And I feel like for some of you, it could be affecting your sex drive even. For some of you, you could just overall be in separation of those which you wish to be intimate with. So that could be super frustrating. Also, yeah, we will move on. I'm starting to get more like of the love life romance energy, but yes. So I would say for the biggest blockage and challenge for water signs is just that self-acceptance. Yes, you are doing really well at trying to stay grounded and slow yourself down, and I feel like you're pushing your body beyond its own physical limits, and also I feel like it's kind of taking you guys off track with your own spiritual growth, and that is the major challenge there. So what is some advice from Spirit for October on a lighter note? What are the kind of energies that you can reach out to help you throughout the month of October? We have Tanzanite, ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. So Tanzanite could be a crystal that would help you the most if you're doing any kind of Reiki healing, if you're someone who loves to collect and carry stones or crystals. I would definitely try to look up stuff that is close to this vibrational energy to help you. But it says ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. So again, we're kind of getting this, I was feeling that this was definitely from like a past relationship or like a younger version of yourself. Maybe for some of you, you are missing your younger years, your younger body, your youthfulness. Okay, that stuff is all from within. Your inner child, that kind of shadow work could be going on as well. Because with the divine, they're not truly separated. It's still a part of them. It's still one entity, although it may flow from one side to the other. So this is definitely balancing more that masculine and feminine energies. For some of you who could be non-binary, anywhere in between, bi, straight, questioning, all of that kind of stuff. But for some of you, there's a lot of past relationship healings going on here. Again, these are very broad messages that we are starting with, so please keep that in mind. But y'all, if you want a personalized reading that's for you and only you, all that information is in the description box. And so clarifying the Tanzanite, we do have the Eight of Pentacles, which is my recipe card, a concoction, if you will. So the Eight of Pentacles is someone who has all this knowledge and all of these resources that are ready to use at all times. And I feel like you guys have everything that you need. Everything that makes you beautiful inside and out is already readily available to you. It's just gaining your confidence to be able to use it, to try new things, and also don't be so focused on certain outcomes. Instead, try to have more fun with your journey on the way there, your experiences. We may strive to appear one way, but it's like the routine that gets us there is actually something that we may take more pride and joy in, rather than, finally having the triceps that we always wanted. I don't know. And for some of you, I'm getting this, again, this relationship or relationship with yourself kind of energy that you've healed from the past. For some of you, you're working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes, even, is what I'm hearing. Like, you could have a lot of good news that you're just not sharing with others. You're just kind of working on something big, or that there's something that's kind of headed your way. You've maybe not been very outspoken about it because you're not wanting it to just like 180 on you, if you will. But y'all are definitely cooking up something great, and I feel like this is definitely adding more to your self-value. It could be monetary, but it could also, it's just, I'm getting so much more than that. Again, and I feel like that comes back to this beauty card that you could be struggling with, finding this self-worth or finding a sense of peace in your own home body, if you will. And I feel like you guys are tired of this. You're tired of this blockage, this challenge. Again, I feel like this is something that's been reoccurring, something that's been going on within you for quite some time now with the divide, even since perhaps your younger childhood, teenage years. If it's something that you've just started to experience lately, it came up and you're just like, wow, is this a major inconvenience? And it seems like you guys are doing a really good job at being solution oriented, but also allow yourself the time and space to fully look this blockage either in its two physical eyes or look into the portal of these energies and address it, but also be at peace with it. Let it be something of you that was of the past, that is no longer a part of who you are now. With this wild card, again, you're putting stops on things that do not serve your inner peace and joy. That 7 is a life path number. This is stuff that you are burning through. You're not able to carry it forward. It's either gonna burn you up with it, or you guys are gonna let it sizzle out. Okay, I'm not actually gonna put the candle out, but y'all get what I'm saying. I'm hearing also eat new foods, eat different foods, like just buy some fucking radish microgreens. I don't know, try something new, something different that you don't normally consider your typical cuisine. Even try to make any kind of new recipes, y'all. These are just the one message from that card. But Spirit also wants you to make sure that you're keeping your home tidy throughout October. Some of y'all need to sweep. Some of you just need to kind of like get up in the corners. I'm hearing that there's a lot of energy stuck. If you have high ceilings, or if you just, even if you have short ceilings, okay, just get that sage, get that broomstick, just pop, 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 beat it up, get it out of there. Some of you may have cobwebs. I'm hearing that you could leave those bad boys if they are unattended. But also, some of you guys have bottles. Someone may have like just bottles stashed along the wall. Them bitches need dusting, okay? Cabinets need cleared out. Again, this is just something that can also help you if you are even if you're not worried about like, your physical standard of beauty and how your body's appearing. Maybe you're not really focusing on what you're eating. Maybe it's time to start focusing on what you're eating. Not in a dietary sense, but more in an energetic sense. Also, you can be vegetarian or vegan and you could eat Oreos all day, like me sometimes. But, I'm getting someone's pet coming through with a message, but since this is a general reading, I'm just gonna listen to them meow. Okay, we will move on with the headspace, the forefront of the water signs energies in their physical day-to-day life in October. So now that we're getting more into the tarot, I do read this just as a whole, but sometimes it likes to play out from beginning, middle, and end of the month. Everyone's on their own timeline, and everyone has free will that is subject to change their trajectory at any given moment. And that's the beauty of it. But take them as they apply. You may find yourself in earlier stages, middle or late. You could probably feel like you just finished up with these energies. Either way, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the headspace of water sign energies. The first card that we have is Gemini energies with the lover card coming out. The lovers, I mean. And I do feel like personal relationships are perhaps for some of you a big theme in October. I do feel that some of you may be in separation. It's usually 50-50. But we'll play out here. The Lovers also indicates a really big decision. Perhaps you're facing this in the beginning of the month. Maybe it's lingering from September. There could be big final decisions in your life, with anything really. We'll take a look. We also have the Ace of Cups, more soulmate energies. But this is also choosing to love yourself first and foremost. And this is definitely something that could be, biggest blockage, something that you're trying to work through with self-acceptance. Maybe you're trying to worry less about society accepting you, either for your occupation, your appearance, your emotions, validations, anything that may be. Because I feel like when I was looking at this is almost like, how prostitutes would be like arrested, which is, I don't agree with any of that. But it's almost like a certain part of your sensuality or any part of yourself that you love, someone may absolutely despise that. They may want to lock up that part of you. Of course, people aren't always going to accept certain parts of yourself, but you are working on accepting it yourself, because I feel like it is something to be loved. And even if this is like a wounded child of your inner wounded child, a lot of you could be trying to revisit that. The Lovers card is, masculine and feminine energy present, but also we have the Divine here to kind of step in and intervene, to go back as our higher self and to give our inner child the healing it may be needing. The Ace of Cups is may your cup runneth over. So for some of you, you could be refining yourself emotionally, spiritually, also like I'm hearing a lot of sexually in a way. We also have the Judgment card. There's a lot of big cards coming out here so far. 2 major arcanas and also the Ace of Cups. So Judgment is Scorpio energies. With the cups here, we also have Pisces and Cancer. Holla. All of y'all are out here. Now, with the Lovers in the Judgment card to come up, big decisions, of course. The Judgment card talks about getting a call back, a resurrection. So if some of you have felt out of touch with your own feminine energies, your own sensuality, also with just your kind of like your self-care, if you will. It seems like you're finally getting back on pace with taking care of yourself, because I feel like you guys definitely have been driven more in the 3D world around you, that now Spirit's like, okay, we need to simmer down a little bit, reground ourselves. Maybe it's been a while since you kind of allowed yourself to breathe and recuperate. Maybe you need to, again, tidy up your home space. You've just been really busy, haven't taken care of some of those mundane things that can be really quite healing, if you will. And we also have the Hanged Man. Dang, another major arcana. Also, Virgo type energy. This is someone who finally puts themselves on pause. They make a final decision to literally tie themselves up until they either finish their project or until they are very clear on their intentions. You guys could be definitely thinking through a really big decision in any part of your life in October. You want to make sure that you get this right. And I feel like for some of you, it's a really big soul development or a step in a direction of something that just brings you peace. And you would think that this decision would be the easiest, but also it just means so much to you guys that you want to make sure you get everything right. You double check your work, and also that I just completely lost track of that message. For some of you, there could be an event or a gathering that you could be looking forward to. Maybe it's just like a date with someone, meeting up with a friend, a family member, someone that you just love and hold dear with you. I feel like this is just something that's heavy on your mind, and perhaps you could get a call, you could get a message that someone perhaps could not follow through. This could be with, not just relationships, but it could be something that you are expecting or looking forward to. And I feel like with all this major arcana, I'm getting that it's not like a permanent not able to show up. It's something that's just put on pause, because with the Hanged Man, it's just like, okay, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to wait. What am I going to do with myself in the meantime? So if you guys are in separation with any desire that you have in life, Spirit's just kind of testing you with, okay, so we're bringing you all this joyful experience, something that is rightfully yours, this opportunity, this chance, it's right up ahead, but you're still kind of stuck at that yellow light. So you're kind of slowing down, the timeline's kind of winding down, but what you're choosing to spend your time and your energy in the meantime is very particular for you guys. And I'm getting with all this gray energy floating around with the yellow, it's just, again, more of this dusty energy. You guys could have a little bit of energy stuck around you that's an easy fix. It's anything that gets put on pause for you guys in October is definitely something that's developing and it's culminating. So if you miss an opportunity or it's just kind of delayed, if you will, it's only gaining value in the meantime if you allow yourself to grow with it. So don't let your perspective kind of get down in the gutter, because he's upside down, but he's very radiant and full yet in his mind. So life could kind of test you guys throughout October, but I see that your ability to stay positive and to stay open, but yet also allow yourself to be patient, okay? Also, in the headspace, if you guys are meeting new partners with the Lovers and the Ace of Cups, it seems very divine and beautiful, honeymoon, fulfilled energies. You could be, for some of you, are going on like a fountain or going on a date somewhere that has a fountain. I don't even think, at least not where I'm at, I don't think fountains are running this time of year. But it could have water involved with it. There could be live music as well with the Judgment card, the trumpets playing. In October, people are very interested with what you have to say and also with what you're thinking. So for those of you who may be apart from your significant other, I'm still getting there's a lot of communication going on. Even if it's like your day-to-day, yeah, I went to work, I came home, that's about it. But there's still a lot of communication flowing here, a lot of genuine interest. Again, with the Lovers and the Ace of Cups, there could be something that's just calling your soul, your spirit, this life path that you're on. But with the Judgment and the Hanged Man, there is, again, more of this persecution energy that you are working through. So I feel like it's either, maybe it's coworkers, maybe it's friends or family that you could feel that there's some kind of resentment, or just people could be judging you. Oh, such a gross energy. But you are doing your damnest to make sure that it doesn't change how you stand on the subject. It doesn't change how you stand in confidence in your own physical body, okay? Don't let that stuff get to you. Do not. We're going to keep going through because this is some pretty powerful energy. We'll see how it plays out throughout the reading. Moving on to the love life and relationships for the water signs in October. We have codependency. Addictions are affecting your your romantic love life. So codependency is coming up first. Now, again, for those of you, I'm picking up the separation, or maybe even needing some kind of emotional or sexual validation from others. I'm not too sure. I feel like this is stuff that you guys are breaking away from. Now, this could also come through with like your partner. We'll take a look. But I did pick up there's some separations going on, but the communication is still strong. Whether that's on the 5D plane or maybe it's through the 3D realms. Maybe you're texting, calling, video chatting. We'll get a couple of other cards, but I'm feeling like this is someone's ability to show up. I'm not getting it so much in an unhealthy manner. But the codependency could speak on your shadow self or your biggest blockages and challenges. How much are you depending on your physical appearances or your physical contentment with your standard of beauty? Now, the first card that we have is Leo, the Sun of Life. So the Sun card, more major arcana. We also have the Wheel card, number 10, major arcana. You guys are absolutely growing and changing how you are showing up for yourself and how you're showing up for your intimate, personal, or platonic relationships. You guys are definitely maturing more in your soul essence. Again, with this confident yellow, orange energies, even if you're not feeling very safe or secure in your own physical body, people are viewing you as this divine light that has so much potential to just get through these growing pains is even what I'm hearing. Even through separation, I do feel like both individuals, or however many individuals are involved in the connection, are each standing in their own power. No matter what level of brightness that they're at, they're both building together. So this codependency I'm getting is more of like, again, in a healthy sense. And if there's any kind of gross X energy of just like people being controlling or codependent, I'm feeling that you guys are not so much getting that in your current energies. These are connections that are truly divine, that you're able to pick up and set down without ever, leaving or cutting the cord. So that's very present on both sides. We also have the 5 of Bows, empowerment, or the 5 of Wands. And also the 3 of Bows, fulfillment. So those last 2 cards, if you have a significant person or even like a friend, a family member, this is also your relationship with yourself. This is something that is, again, I'm feeling growing pains, and if your person hasn't really fully communicated to you or with you, you feel like they're just not very present, that is definitely changing later throughout October into the later part of the year. The 5 of Bows empowerment is an actual act, a physical act of showing your presence, showing that you care, showing that you're able to be there for someone or how you're showing up for someone. It's a physical display of attention or appearance. Now, I feel like this is also something that you guys are working through within your core self, is how you are showing up, how you're displaying your affection and your gratitude to your human vessel. And with the 3 of Bows, fulfillment is finally reaching the first step for some of you of being and learning how to feel not just content, but fulfilled in every sense of your physical existence. That is a very large way of viewing it, but You know, if you're working through that mental health, physical health with your own physical body, I'm glad to say that your relationship and your connection to your mind and body throughout October is going in the right direction. Stay positive, stay optimistic with that Hanged Man here. You guys, even though you're I feel like you're hung. I don't know what that message is. Okay, it came out wrong. You could feel like you're against the odds, or that you've always kind of been stuck here. I'm sensing that that's finally starting to change, as long as you're willing to, of course, join more of your emotional healing and also your spiritual healing in that essence. It's very, very hard. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, but into more of your like love life and relationships, I feel like your partner is finally changing into maybe more of a, I feel like things are just getting serious, if that makes sense, or like people are finally showing up as someone that you can depend on. These codependency and addictions, this person or the other person in your connection is helping you heal through these. So they could be helping get rid of traumatic past relationships, past lovers. This person is not the same. This person wants to show up for you, and they feel like you are their better half, that you fulfill them. I'm seeing a lot of physical acts of kindness, either sending stuff your way or maybe going out on a date. For those of you who are separated, I'm hearing even like social media posts, just wanting to show you off. Your significant person, even like your friends or your family, they want to support you physically and emotionally. I'm getting more physically though. I'm sorry. But yeah. And I feel like you're starting to show up more for yourself physically as well, whatever that means for you. Okay, so we're gonna move forward into the career, finance, and education for the water signs in October. Again, keeping in mind this is a general reading, so if you want personalized readings that involve you and only you, all that information's in the description box. So, water signs, what's going on with their coin? Sorry, I had to like move my crystal. It was a little bit in the shadows and I really wanted to let it sparkle, okay? So, career, finance, and education. We have number 14, which is the Death card, Scorpio energy. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Damn, okay. So right off the bat, you know, Death card, Scorpio energy is all about the cycle of death, birth, and rebirth. So with that major decision coming up again, things could be ending, but also you could be starting new jobs. You could be leaving an older job. With the 10 of Pentacles here, if you are starting a new job, this is definitely financial stability. For some of you, it could be the exact opposite. You know, maybe you are ending a job without having something in alignment. So you could feel like you are searching for more of that financial stability. Either way, it's very prominent. So if you are starting a new job, it looks like this is something that is definitely good for you at the moment if you're looking for that financial flow, if you will. You do have a lot of opportunities that are just going to be divinely timed. You're going to get certain projects. You're going to get, perhaps with death, you know, in the cycle of building up and rising, this could also be a really good sign for Scorpios, for promotions as well with the 10 of Pentacles. It's taking that next level up. You know, like just like when we die, how our soul rises and we're whatever physical plane, you know. I'm gonna have to cut that out. That's pretty rough. But I do feel like a rising energy. So you could be getting a sense of promotion, more responsibility, but also you could be seeing a financial difference in that. We also have the Four of Wands and the Ten of Cups. So for those of you who are getting a new job in either like a promotion or an entirely new job, the Four of Wands here is a very efficient team. There are many fruits of their labor. So you guys work really well in this new environment. You feel way more fulfilled. I feel like this gives you a little bit more time to actually rest in your own energies. Yeah, it's very, very positive. Also, this business or this line of work tends to be flourishing at the moment. With the Ten of Cups here, it's again, you're able to gain more of that work and home life balance, but you're feeling just more emotionally fulfilled. I feel like you could have been really stressed at your old job. If this is, you're not changing occupations, maybe you're not expecting a raise or foreseeing any of that in your future. I would say that in the beginning of the month, you could just be like a little bit overworked, so to say, and then more towards the middle to late October, you could be just kind of catching your footing with, finally feeling like a slowdown perhaps in your workflow. Maybe you're hiring new help with this Four of Wands here and the Ten of Pentacles. So perhaps you could be like training new members. But this is just kind of like the workload is lessening because you have more people to rely on, more dependent hands to work with. If you are studying, maybe you are in classes, in the beginning of October, you could feel like you're just really struggling to either absorb the material or to just show up, so to say. I feel like the reason why you could be, if you are doing poorly in the beginning of October, it just seems like you have made perhaps some kind of conscious decision to put your time and your energies elsewhere. But either way, I feel like that's just like for some of you. But later on through the month, you guys are just doing really, really well. With 2 10s out here, they are completion. Your family's very proud of you, family members. Maybe you're able to put more food on the table. Maybe you're able to take other people out for dinner. But it's just becoming more of a stable masculine energy of being able to fully provide for yourself and for others. It seems like this environment is much more healthy for you if you are switching your occupation. I'm getting like, with this Four of Wands, it's crazy. Like, there's opportunity left and right. Maybe there's a lot of clientele that you are able to reach. You are someone who is able to appeal to all sorts of people of different backgrounds, of people of different financial advancements. So if there's someone who is of a lesser income, you have a plan for them. You have something that's a little bit more cost efficient for them. Perhaps because you've been there before, so you know how to make that shit work. A lot of this is coming from experience as well. And this is definitely helping, for a lot of you, it is helping that the mental health, I'm hearing again the physical health, it's all flowing through for you guys at the end of October, truly, with the 10 of Cups here and the 4 of Wands. You guys could definitely be making a lot more money. Perhaps at the end of the year, you are ending with a lot more than you expected yourself to. Feel blessed. And it's not just you guys. I feel like in the beginning, I feel like you guys are prioritizing yourself. You can know that there's not an energetic fit if you are changing your occupation or considering changing your occupation. Whatever it is that you are stuck, you're not stuck, but you know that you are worth, and your work is worth much more than what you are being compensated for. And if you leave a toxic work environment, I'm getting that some people may envy you for that with like the 10 of Pentacles. Yes, she's a bad bitch, and they're all kind of getting her ready. And this girl is just kind of like clamping her anklet on, and I could just hear her talking shit. Do you hear it? I heard it. But for some of you, there could be like a coworker who may act like they support you, but they really don't. And if you get out of that toxic work environment, they are definitely going to envy you, but that says more about them than it does anything about you. For those of you, I'm even hearing you could have 2 jobs and you're really busting your ass to just provide for your family. I'm getting that like your older family members, they see that. They see you, and for some of you, they may not even say it, but it's more of like a silent respect. And for those of you who are taking care of children, they will grow to just appreciate you, and I feel like they view you as such a hard worker. And you know, we never really think about that when we're growing up, is how hard our parents had to work just to take care of us and put clothes on our back. But that is yet to come. You guys have a lot of great team members. If you're doing any kind of group work, like group projects, I see you working with friends. You guys are going to absolutely score on whatever projects, or if you've been doing more group studies, you know, be safe, but also that stuff's gonna pay off. I feel like it's not just you who's going to succeed, it's gonna be your whole team. And that could be for work or education. And that could help, especially if you bombed a test in the beginning of the month. Been there. I have been there far too many times. We're gonna keep going forward. A lot of you guys are looking good, going to work or going to school. And I feel like even if you're not like dressing yourself up to go to work, even if you're not like doing anything like that, make a positive routine before you step into the workroom, the classroom, because that energy is definitely following you. And I feel like in October, you guys are using a lot of the laws of attraction, manifestation, and it is pulling together well for you. You guys have the eye on the prize, and the prize is you, for real. You guys are working to become a better version of yourself. Now it's just taking, again, that first breath of air before you guys go on for level 2, because I feel like you've been pushing and pushing and pushing. Perhaps things haven't been moving just because either they're not ready for you or they're taking you further away from your life path. So that's something that has been evaluated. Hopefully. We're going to close this out with looking at your spiritual growth and development for October. The first card that we have is the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is clarity, action, finally throwing the sword down. It could be hitting something, it could miss. But it is hitting, it's hitting though. If I could stutter a couple more times, that'd be great. Maybe some of you had to do some public speaking or an interview in the beginning of the month. Maybe you feel like you crash coursed it. We also have another ace. The Ace of Chalices, or the Ace of Cups, came out directly from your headspace. Different deck, same card. In alignment too. So, in your headspace, hello, intuition, you guys know what is fulfilling your soul. Maybe you felt like you were out of touch with anything that like brought you any sense of relief or happiness, joy, or fulfillment in life. You're finally reconnecting with these things. And I feel like that you've been at disconnect, perhaps because of some kind of mental or physical exhaustion. For some of you, I'm getting that you could have had actual physical, what's the word? I'm hearing impalements, but I hope that's not the case. But like you could have some kind of like physical accident, okay? That may have prevented you from doing whatever it is that you love, and you've never really took your eye off of it, but now you're just kind of like, he's standing on this barrel that is floating. Can you imagine how hard that would be? The balance, dude. Oh my God. And perhaps it's been really hard for you to balance your emotions and your thoughts, okay? Again, we're seeing more of that mental health struggle, and you guys have handled it very, very well. Even if you've had those bad days, I am here to tell you, you are doing an amazing job. I would look you in your face like, you're doing great. Okay, we're gonna move on with the 8 of Cups. So, this is emotional turmoil. Look at all of those barrels floating away, and this badass just kind of hopped on one, and he's here for the ride. Oh my God, can you imagine? It looks like it's in the same scene, if you will. So you guys could feel like you are barely escaping any kind of like emotional or mental chaos that has been around you. Water signs, this is very typical. But you're staying so optimistic. Spirit wants you to stay in this energy, to stay this course, because they are guiding you. They're cheering you on, just like I am, okay? And he's almost peering into the future, like onto the horizon, and sees, let's say he sees this Ace of Swords. So he knows his opportunity, his chance, his willingness to fight back is something that's just an arm reach away from him. So I feel like you guys could be feeling the light at the end of the tunnel, but right now you're just kind of bobbing and weaving through all of these like emotions or any kind of just general chaos, we'll say, that's around you. And this could also be just, you know, the state of the world today. We also have, clarifying this, the Queen of Swords, and she's a true bad bitch. She'll cut anyone. You guys could have been like really fierce or like a force to be reckoned with, and I feel like a lot of that did come from being like emotionally unstable for a while there. But the Queen of Swords is someone who is a mastermind, okay? Whew. And she's doing a lot. The Queen of Swords also is that key, patience, patientness. With this perseverance too, we talked about being a product of our environment and letting the things around us stunt our growth, whether that's, you know, I'm only hearing that in a negative way, but she is someone who does not stand for that, of course, but also this talks about, let me just regroup here because I keep talking without thinking. Maybe that's what you did too. There's a lot of respect, and I feel like you guys are not giving yourself enough respect where it's due. And it's not just respect, it's just like you guys have been through so much. And I mean, everyone has their own journey, of course, but I feel like this is definitely alluding to the present situations that are really defining your perception of yourself. With the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups is how much you are willing and able to show up for yourself, to give yourself your own validation, to find that within yourself, and also not let everything really get to you, which for water signs we're more, I wouldn't say we are more likely, because I don't know the statistics, but I feel like it's very typical for us to be more empathetic. And so when we do allow for all these energies to become more of who we are in our day-to-day life, we lose sight more of how we know ourselves to be, if that makes sense. I feel like you guys are on a really exciting self-learning adventure. Because the Queen of Swords, she knows who she is. She doesn't let other people tell her. She doesn't let other people try to put her in tough situations, or to like get a reaction out of her. And there's like this storm or like a hurricane blowing through, and she's here buckled down. It almost even looks like she's buckled into her seat. Be careful while you're driving in storms. But also, it's like when everything around her is just fucking crashing, and like maybe that's with your job, or you know, if you're struggling in any aspect, it is very key right now how you are treating and how you are speaking to yourself. What kind of mental communication are you feeding yourself? Are you giving yourself harsh words? Are you giving other people harsh words out of emotional imbalance? Or are you talking yourself up? And I feel like a lot of you guys, even if you may not look the part, I'm hearing, it's that you have played certain parts that if people saw you or who you are today, they would never guess that you've gone through these kinds of things, which is very atypical to say, but that could even be more reassuring that, you know, all of these struggles and all of these battles that you faced, they have not defined who you are. Even if you do have any kind of like physical scarring, I'm getting that that's not changing the way that those who know and love you the most, it's not changing how they're viewing you. She even has an eye patch on. And it's like, for those who do get to see that part of your physical body, you know, if you feel confident to open up to someone in that sort of way, they recognize that kind of marking is what I'm hearing, but it's almost like they recognize it within themselves, because that is a true physical manifestation of our shadow self that has like impacted our physical body. You know, if this was something that was like inflicted, or I'm just getting that people who you let into these energies have mad respect. They have care for you. I'm feeling like empathetic as well. So as this plays out as a whole, again, kind of taking us back to the storyline of finally escaping from things that have perhaps been an inconvenience for you, that you've had to escape from, and now you're just like, okay, I know where I'm going next. I see this on the horizon. I just have to get to it, and then I can pick it up, Excalibur, and take some action. But he's only at will to the speed of the barrel carrying him. So it's again that slow down of pace of time, where patience may need to be involved. How you are choosing to spend your time, your thoughts, and your energy. In the meantime, there's a lot of other creative things that you can invest your mind and your eye into. but also there's this piece of artwork in the back that's like slightly, you know, behind the scenes. Brings us back to more of those energies that you guys have cooking. And so I'll be really excited to see the November and December readings. I feel like it's more November for you guys. It may be possibly later in the year. But there's definitely something being unveiled in your life. Maybe it's already good news that you have a pre-knowing of. If this is something that's creeping up on you, I feel like this is why you are perhaps going through such a harsh time right now of your own independency, your emotional connection, and your mental connection to your spirit, because your higher self wants you to see the full value of this gift that is being brought into your life. I feel like it's really big for you guys. But they want you to see the full, I'm hearing potential, but the full value that is more than what meets the eye of whatever it is that they are bringing to you. So yes, it could be, you know, maybe there's an actual promotion, for an example. And you know, there is, again, that monetary gain, but spirit wants you to see it more than what meets the eye. Are you going to feel more emotionally fulfilled? Is it going to be more about the people and the experiences, the cultures that you meet? Or even those parts of yourself that you finally feel comfortable and able to explore on your own without the validation, without worrying about the judgment, and also without the harshness of you feeling that you are worthy. Because with all this sacral, orange, solar, root chakras coming through, this is someone who is grounded, present, and ready to grow and accept what life is giving them. And Spirit wants to give y'all something great, okay? I'm definitely picking that up. For some of you, it's in the beginning of the month. For some of you, it's later on in the year. Just be patient. There's always beauty around every corner in life. And I feel like if you guys allow yourself to slow down to actually feel your way through these emotions, it can do your mind and your body wonders. I believe that's all I'm getting for you guys, water signs. So please let me know if this resonated with you in the comments. You could give the video a like or subscribe to vote on my community page here on YouTube for what videos I post next. And yeah, if you want a personalized reading, like I said, all that information's in the description box. So I have some pretty fairly priced ranges. So thank you guys so much, and I will hear from you next time.